Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Distinguished guests, dear brothers and sisters, respected leader and elder of the Shia community in Ghana. First of all, I want to express my gratitude to the scholars, clerics, university professors, organizers of this event, and dear citizens of Ghana who consistently support truth and justice and stand against oppression, arrogance, and aggression. I would also wish to express my gratitude to the Shia community for inviting me here today to be with you during this solidarity gathering for the great nation of Iran. As you know, in the early hours of Friday, June 13th, while the people of Iran were preparing to celebrate the great occasion of Eid al-Qadir, the Zionist occupying regime once again revealed its true nature to the world. This aggressive regime, with full support from United States, committed a horrific crime by launching attack on densely populated cities and peaceful nuclear facilities. In these savage attacks, dozens of innocent civilians, including women and children, were murdered. And last night, we witnessed the United States' direct military aggression against Iran's peaceful nuclear facilities, an aggression that is grave and unprecedented violation of the fundamental principle of the Charter of the United Nations and the international law. The United States' unlawful attack on Iran's peaceful nuclear facilities, which occurred in the early hours of the 10 days of Israel's military aggression against Iran, has unequivocally exposed Washington's criminal complicity with the Zionist regime in orchestrating and waging a war against Iran. These acts are not only a clear violation of the international law and the United Nations Charter, but also a clear and undeniable instance of state terrorism and a war crime that must be persecuted in international courts. Distinguished guests, the action of the Zionist regime and United States are aggressive acts against peace-loving nation with a historical civilization that throughout its history and its contemporary era has never attacked any country. The Zionist regime is an entity that has trampled on all human and moral dignities and is simultaneously committing genocide in Gaza and occupying the land of two other countries. It is a regime that, in its more than 7 decades of ominous existence, has grown accustomed to aggression and encroachment against the region. The main reason for the continuation of this violation of international law by Israel and United States are simply a feeling of impunity and the belief in being unaccounted and unpunished for any crime by the international community. We must know that Netanyahu is the only person in the world who has arrest warrant for committing war crimes and crimes against humanity by the International Criminal Courts. This is the type of aggressive regime we are facing, one that has now expanded its act of aggression on the Persian Gulf region and serves as a clear warning to every country in the region and beyond that values peace, security, and the well-being of its people. Dear brothers and sisters, the Islamic Republic of Iran, in accordance with the Article 51 of the United Nations Charter, possesses the inherent and undeniable right to legitimate self-defense. Our powerful armed forces have responded decisively and will continue to respond forcefully to this aggression with power and honor. However, our goal is never to initiate war and bloodshed, but rather to uphold the trampled rights of the great nation of Iran and to punish the aggressors. We call on all countries and the awakened constituents of the world not to remain silent in the face of this historical injustice and blatant aggression and to be the voice of Iran. We were on the verge of important negotiation for the lifting of oppressive and unilateral sanctions, but the enemies with these cowardly attacks prove that it doesn't believe in diplomacy and peaceful resolution of issues. Nevertheless, Iran's vigilance and relying on the eternal divine power, the support of grand ayatollahs and religious authorities, scholars and preachers, media honors, popular support, and its vast scientific and military capacities will continue the path of resistance and dignity and will never go down to oppression. Now that a large portion of the global media is in the hands of the agents of arrogance and support the crimes of the Zionist regime and distorting the facts, the role of scholars, intellectuals, professors, and writers in elucidating the truth is extremely important. They must embark on what we call a jihad of clarification to explain truth, their words and pens, the 80 years of crimes committed by the Zionist regime against various nations. Finally, we reiterate that the Islamic Republic of Iran, in defense of its nation and land, enjoys all its legal and legitimate rights and will respond decisively and deterrently to punish the aggressors. This response is not only to uphold the rights of the Iranian nation, but also a clear message to the aggressors that the era of bullying is over. We believe that lasting peace and comprehensive justice can only be achieved through the struggle against oppression and arrogance. We hope that with the determination and unity of free nations and governments, we will soon witness a world free from war and tyranny and full of peace and justice. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.